Hi guys. So hopefully everyone had a good weekend. I kind of took it easy. I was kind of busy, off and on, and I really need a 3-day weekend, and luckily I have one coming up, so I'm excited for that. I had some acne on my chin. I had a couple of blemishes, and I used a sulfur mask and totally dried out my skin. This is the mask that I used. I don't know if I left it on for too long or if it's just that potent, but my entire chin is so dried out right now. It's really bothering me. But I also need to continue to film content, so here I am with my dry chin. But I have a few things I want to talk about. Number one is I was scrolling my For You page the other night, hanging out, doing dishes, stuff that I've done for ages, and scroll, nothing's really going on. And who comes up on my For You page that is doing a live stream? None other than Natasha Cooper. So Miss Natasha Cooper, since she has been banished from YouTube, is on a new platform. Still sticking to what she does best, being a termite of true crime. I stand on that. Her content speaks for itself. She speaks for herself. She wants to make another video and call me all kinds of, second grade names and whatever, by all means. But I've made it very clear about how I feel about Natasha. So have many other people. People that take in true crime don't look at Natasha Cooper as a respectable person within the true crime genre. They just don't, because she is a grifter, she is a liar, she has bullied other creators. She used the Gabby Petito story every single way that she could use it to make herself a whole bunch of money so that then she could brag to people how she was going to the casino and spending all kind of money. Then we go to her putting really graphic images of victims of violence behind her paywall. So again, she can make money, take her ass over to the casino and brag about it on live stream. Eventually she got kicked off YouTube and now she's on TikTok. I was so disappointed to see her on a live stream on TikTok, and it's not because I respect TikTok, but it's just frustrating because these creators who break terms of service, you finally get them, off the platform because they're not following the rules, and they just show up on another platform. Also, a really interesting connection is I've been covering the Gypsy Rose situation, and through covering it, I've also discovered a TikToker. Her channel name is The Good Wives Network, and her name is Fancy. I watched a handful of her videos, and she was on a live stream, and she actually said that she had issues with Natasha Cooper. So it's all just like, Natasha Cooper has had issues with pretty much everybody who is a creator. Doesn't matter if you're in the true crime genre or what you are. If you call out Natasha Cooper for anything that she's doing, she will make you enemy number one and start some kind of issue or problem with you. But whatever, I thought that was interesting, kind of how all these creators at a certain point cross paths, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. It's just very interesting, so I wanted to throw that in here. But Natasha Cooper is grifting her way over onto TikTok and, having an attitude and, being nasty to people who don't like her the entire time. Next, I want to touch really quickly. Eugenia Cooney was on a bit of a break, and a lot of people were speculating if she was getting help that she needs or what was going on. She has come back, and she did not share that she was doing anything along those lines, but she did share that TikTok has now age restricted her account, which I think is vital. I think that it's long overdue, and I don't like to cover Eugenia or talk about her really, but I have, the few times that I've mentioned her, I have talked about, while the few times mentioning her, the possible implications that it might have by platforms pushing her out to the For You page and a young audience coming across that could be very bad. And so while I wish her nothing but the best and all of the good things, I also don't think that she should be pushed out to young people. I just don't think that's a good message to send. And simultaneously, I hope that she gets the help that she needs. Unfortunately, this most recent break that she took, that's not what was happening, I guess, according to her. But at least she's not being pushed on the For You page and young people coming across that without any warning or nothing.
I just kind of wanted to come on here and say that I'm sorry that I haven't really been posting or been around. There's kind of just been like a lot going on, and honestly, I just haven't really been like feeling like mentally up to it, I guess, right now. Some of you guys might have seen or figured out that there's been like some pretty big changes to my account right now. And first of all, I just want to be clear that, like, you know, I respect TikTok's decision and everything, and I'm really sorry for anything that I may have accidentally done wrong, like on my end. So I guess right now, just like with all of this, like, I just really haven't been feeling like that great mentally. I know like there'll be some people that, you know, will get kind of mad at me not being around and think like I'm trying to scare people or like whatever, but that's really not the case. And the people that, you know, actually do care and stuff, like, thank you guys. I really do appreciate that a lot. That's just kind of like a lot of this like happening like so suddenly, and this app has been such a big part of my life like this last year. Pretty much I feel like all my friends are on here, and getting to like connect with them and connect with people, it's honestly just been like the most fun and happiest that I've been online in like literally years. Like, especially where like I kind of had no warning with like anything to do with this. It just kind of was like very sudden. I just kind of, I guess, feel like, I don't know, like I've been feeling pretty low. So I'm so sorry if this video is a mess. But I do kind of, I feel like me just kind of like sitting in my room being sad isn't really doing any good either. So that's why I did just kind of want to, like, you know, at least try to make something for you guys. In the future, I want to just kind of like try to do things better and say that I'm sorry about videos that I think when I've put out, I wasn't really maybe like thinking much about. Looking back, I'm just kind of trying to like reflect on things and just think of like, you know, ways or videos that I can do better like on my end.
So I want to touch really quick on this Sephora teen situation with the girls that were wearing face. They were using Sephora makeup to put face on, and that is awful in itself. But you might think, surely these kids were just unsupervised and were doing something that they should know is wrong. But no, they had the girl's mother was there with them. And the response from the girl's mother told me everything I needed to know as far as who she is as a person. I think this is somebody who is morally bankrupt and has raised her child to also be morally bankrupt. When you're raising your kids to be this kind of disgusting with their actions, it's not only going to have an impact right now, current day, but think about in a few years when this girl wants to go off to college and possibly look for a job. The people on the internet are going to find out who you are, and they are going to go ahead and tell everybody, this is who you are, and this is what you did while your mother didn't do anything to stop it. That will be your legacy on the internet. What an atrocious... Like, if you're doing that in Sephora, that means that kind of behavior is also okay at home. And where do kids learn what behavior is okay? They learn it from the parents at home. I think that it's going viral for a really good reason, and I hope that people don't stop talking about it.
Yeah. Like, this lady has no shame. Like, literally. This is so wild. It's not a face
I'm so
mask.
sorry.
This is so shameful. This is so shameful. Like,
We don't.
I want to talk about Lauren the Mortician for just a quick second. I haven't done, an in-depth like update or anything because there just hasn't been a whole lot happening. But there was a photo that she shared that I thought was interesting. It was her and her dad. And the caption says, "Dad and daughter funeral director team. Family gave us permission to share. We don't have many photos of us working together. I'm framing this one." So there's two things that I want to say about that. Number one, maybe you don't have a lot of photos of you all working together because you didn't work a lot together. You were his daughter who ended up deciding to make herself more important than she actually is, allegedly, in my opinion. The other thought that I had about this is when you are in the death care industry, based on, what I've heard from many of the other creators that I have watched over the years, including Ask a Mortician, Eileen Hollis with Hollis Funeral Home. There's other small creators, that I've come across as well. But when I think about like those two, because they are my favorite, the one thing that I can pick up is they really care about the families that they are helping. Think about it. You are helping a family with what is going to be absolutely one of the hardest things that they will ever do. And that is to plan for a funeral and bury their mother, their father, their child, their sister, their best friend, whatever it is. And you have been selected to help them go through this. And I don't think that a funeral director who truly cares about the family would even think, we're in this church, bunch of family members and friends, praying, crying, just trying to process what's going on, maybe all of the above. Let me go ahead and have someone stand behind me. And I'm going to stand here next to my dad, and they're going to take a photo of this service that we are in charge of for this family that is grieving. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this is a Kodak moment so that I can post it on social media and then frame it. If it was that important to you, maybe just frame it. Not everything is for social media unless you are in the mind of some of these weird influencers where everything has to be told to social media. Overshare this, post that, share that. Like, nobody asked. Nobody had to see this photo. And I don't care if the family gave you permission or not. I think the whole thing is tacky. Two more things I want to hit on. Number one is Kaylin from Teen Mom. I don't cover the Teen Mom stuff very often. I have talked about Janelle more recently, but Teen Mom drama is not usually something that I consume, so therefore I'm not usually making videos about it. Because I like to consume the things that I'm delivering for the most part and at least have a good idea of what I'm talking about. Kaylin, a few weeks ago, made a GoFundMe for her father. Now take it, this is somebody who has been on TV for many, many years, had great financial success because of MTV and being on social media. She had the audacity to put up this GoFundMe right here so that her father could have his fiance come to the United States. Now, for obvious reasons, this was, caused outrage by her followers because people can barely put food on their table and you're sitting here asking for $7,000 through a GoFundMe. GoFundMe is meant for emergency situations. Somebody loses housing, somebody needs surgery, their pet needs some kind of medical thing done where it's time sensitive and they don't have the money, so they do a GoFundMe. A GoFundMe is not for your significant other to travel to the United States, especially when it was created by her and she could have absolutely, why not just give him the cash? Why don't you go ahead and do it instead of asking people who can barely pay their utility bills to do it for you? So that was tacky in itself. But then her husband Tyler decided to post this. He posts this little tangent where he talks about his OF. And I have to be careful. YouTube does not like the name of that site, so we will say it's only for a select group of your fandom. Okay? He's making well over 6 figures and has stayed in the top 1%, and he's not shy about his body and blah 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 blah. Okay, I don't really think that most people care. If that's what you're doing and you're a consenting adult, go for it. I do think that it's an interesting choice to promote that side of what you're involved in on the same platforms where your kids are. But that's an entirely different video because I don't agree with that either. Sir, you're going to come here and brag about that while your wife very recently, in the last few weeks, was asking her fans for $7,000 on GoFundMe so her dad could bring his fiance to the United States. I am sorry, like, that is the most hypocritical dumpster fire BS that I've seen in a long time. It's giving embarrassing. It's giving, I want my fans to pay for stuff so I don't have to. And plus, GoFundMe takes a percentage out of that money. So why would you not just help him out yourself? Stop expecting fans to foot the bill for you. The last thing I want to touch on is Miss Colleen Ballinger. I know I'm so obsessed. I can't do anything without talking about Colleen. But she posted on her Instagram stories, and she's such a Taylor Swift pick-me obsessed little fan. Like, it's giving, I don't have my own personality, so I'm just gonna do this instead. She couldn't even post a photo without having her kids in it. I've said before, Colleen is everything that I disagree with as far as an online content creator and so on and so forth. But the fact that she can't even post on her Instagram stories without including her kids, she knows that there are some people who are strictly following her because of her children. And her numbers are down, views are down, which means money is down. And she has to continue to show her kids to keep those people tuned in. Because if she takes the kids off and decides to protect them, God forbid, then she knows that there's going to be a percentage of her audience that is no longer watching her stories, watching her YouTube videos, because then they will know, oh, it's only going to be Colleen. If you know that people are watching you for your kids and you continue to use them so that you don't upset your fans, I think you're a bad parent. But either way, I'm going to get on with my day. I wanted to pop this in here, and yeah, so tell me how you feel about everything down below. Yeah, let me go deal with my dry skin and move on with the day. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.